Earthbound Home, Sarah speaking.
Hi, may I speak to a salesperson?
This is her.
I noticed in your advertisements that you had many design options to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an option that includes masonry construction, basket handle window arches, flat roofs, a two-story round turret, and elaborate finial top gables?
What exactly are you looking at?
Like something that was built in the Dundee or Blackstone neighborhood. Do you build new houses like that?
What we do is we basically have model homes, and you can take and change the model homes, but we have to basically go through our architect to see if it's able to be done and change one of our homes. So it's basically picking out one of our plans, and then what we can do is sometimes we can move walls and do added features to it, but we don't actually start from scratch and design a home.
Who is your architect?
The architect that we're using is one from California, so all of our plans are copyrighted. So, let's say that you came out to look at our model homes. Like I said, we do have, it depends on, are you going to build in one of our areas, or did you have a lot, or?
Well, I wanted to make sure that whatever area I build in would have detached garages with, the garages behind the house with alleys behind the homes and everything, so that you didn't have the garage slapped up against it.
These kind of subdivisions, none of them have alleys. I mean, that's something that you'd find in South Omaha or some neighborhood downtown. All of the new subdivisions, none of them have alleyways or anything like that.
I want to have a subdivision with alleyways in it.
Okay, there is no such thing that I know of in Omaha. They just don't plan those in there.
Okay.
Like I said, you might be able to possibly find a lot in East Omaha, or
I want to build.
Could be up north in kind of northeast Omaha. I've seen a few that I think there are lots over there that have alleyways, but you'd be very restricted on the amount of the price of the house because it probably wouldn't appraise out in that area.
Okay.
But yeah, all of our subdivisions, I mean, we have lots that back up against a wooded area, but we don't have anything with an alley, and I can't even think of anything out here west that would have anything like that.
Okay. How do I go about, if I wanted to invest and create a whole area subdivision with alleys and then streets that go straight through instead of dead-ending into cul-de-sacs?
I suppose it would depend on what kind of money you have, and then what kind of clout and everything that you'd have at a bank, because part of it would probably be, I mean, unless you could fund the whole thing, it would be very expensive.
Right.
And so that would be something you could talk with a bank on, but then they'd have to be able to feel that that's something that they would want to take a risk on and invest in.
Okay.
Probably your best bet would be to call, just because I work actually in a model home, you'd probably be better off calling a realtor.
Okay.
Through one of the bigger companies, someone that probably works with land and possibly commercial property.
Well, your model homes you mentioned before, do you have an option that has a pleasant mix of Georgian revival and classical revival architecture?
No,
it would include
our architecture is more of contemporary Southwestern.
Okay.
You'd probably almost would have to come out and look, but it's more of the smooth ceilings, white woodwork, and then a lot of the walls are curved, like rounded corners and that kind of thing.
What about the exteriors? How would you describe that?
Okay, our exteriors are, we use wood siding, and then it's kind of more what you see everywhere out here in West Omaha anymore, with stone or brick fronts.
Okay.
And then just depending on how much, we have a standard 3 maybe. Most homes come with 3 different choices on the fronts, and you can choose from those, but yet we do have the option to where you could change the way the front looks.
Okay.
And like I said, it's almost like picking out mainly a floor plan and then taking that floor plan and then putting in what you think that you'd be interested in. And even then, the builder would have to approve everything, because if you're getting up into, let's say, most of our areas are in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. What you want is probably something that's more in the $400,000, $500,000, or $600,000 range, because it would be so extremely customized.
Right.
And
because
then,
I've seen homes.
And then it would have to appraise out in the area that you put the house.
Yeah. You said they're like 500,000, but I've seen homes like this in the part of town I live in right now for like 70 or $80,000 that has like an eclectic facade and a tower and spacious porches and balconies.
Well, it's probably because they're an older home.
Mhm.
Brand new construction is more expensive to do than an older. If you're going to recreate an older home, you're going to be looking at it being more expensive because it's all brand new material.
Right.
And then depending on the area of town, like, well, if you're looking at, anything kind of east of 72nd Street, the areas are less desirable a lot of times because of the school districts, the sewer systems, all that are older, so they're just not as desirable. Real estate, it all has to do with location, desirability, that kind of thing. A lot of it has to do with that.
Mhm.
You know.
Okay.
So I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I think you'd almost need to come out to look at our model homes to see if that's even what you're. It's probably not even what you're thinking.
When you said brick facing, would that just mean so the brick is not used to hold up the structure? It's not like
Usually it's not
load-bearing
anyway.
wall. It's just the face of it. It's just cosmetic.
Most bricks are anyway, because even if you're looking at a brick home in Dundee, those bricks are not holding that house up. There's no way it could hold that kind of weight. Think how easy it is to take a hammer and smash a brick.
Yeah.
A brick is not that sturdy. So you're looking at maybe in Dundee, in those areas, you probably would have more full bricks, while out here you're usually using more of a half brick thing that's more of a, almost like a kind of veneer sort of, where you have a piece of brick and then it's put on over the outside of the house, and usually there's a ledge made to hold the brick in and that kind of thing, but they usually don't hold a house up.
So this brick facade that you're talking about, does it at least go around the whole house, or is it just like in the front?
Okay, on our homes it's just portions, but yet if you wanted the whole house bricked, we can do that. We would just have to give you a price on it.
Mhm. Okay.
I mean, you'd be looking at something that would be expensive to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're looking at an older area...
You just put the brick in the front, you don't put it on the sides and stuff and in the back?
Not usually. I mean, it's something we could do if somebody asked, but again, it would all have to deal with whether the house could appraise out in the area that we build and all that kind of thing.
Mhm. Okay.
I mean, if it doesn't appraise out, then you have to come up with the difference over and above, getting a loan or whatever, because we can only go by the appraised value of the house.
Right.
And those are all kind of like extras that the appraiser, to them, I guess it doesn't make any difference. They go more by square footage and certain amenities, but they might add a little more for that.
Mhm. Can you build me a Victorian home at least? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if we have any plans that you could convert into having a front that would look kind of Victorian. Because we do have two-story homes. Let me look here and see. See, ours kind of have more of a contemporary, a couple of them, they have stone on them, or they kind of have that Dundee look, but they don't really look Victorian.
Mhm. Do you have any homes that have detached garages?
No, we don't. They all come attached.
Okay.
Is there a specific reason you want it detached?
Well, when I think of a home, I don't think of it as automobile storage. I just don't want my home to be dwarfed by the garage.
Oh, uh-huh. Yeah, I see what you mean. See, I think you would have to probably